This WBTV high-definition program is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. WBTV News starts now. First at 4.
And a good Wednesday afternoon to you. I'm Jamie Bull.
And I'm Brigida Mack. Thanks so much for being here. Well, disturbing news out of Waxhaw this afternoon. This 5-year-old girl, Michaela Woodard, killed. Her grandmother seriously injured when they were attacked by 2 vicious dogs. It happened on this street in Waxhaw. We're going to have a live report in just a moment.
Just heartbreaking story, it really is. Meantime, we've also learned the Lincoln County Animal Shelter is being forced to halt the use of its gas chamber. A state investigation found some of the workers weren't certified to use the chamber, but did anyway. In one case, a pregnant animal was put down. We're gathering the latest information on this story.
And thankfully, starting to recover from the winter storm that slammed our area, but some side roads still covered in ice. CMS schools closed today. As for tomorrow, the district hasn't announced its plans, but they did tell us just a few minutes ago they should make a decision by 5 o'clock. If and when that happens, of course, we're going to bring it to you, and we've got your complete weather coverage coming up.
There are lots of parents right now with fingers crossed.
Please go back to school.
Please, can they go back to school? They're going stir crazy in the house. Hey, did you hear about the meteor that streaked across the sky in several states to our west? This picture right here, check it out, taken last night. It shows the meteor breaking up in the sky over Oklahoma. Much more on this story coming up.
But we begin this afternoon with that disturbing story in Waxhaw. This 5-year-old girl, Michaela, killed by a vicious pit bull. Her grandmother seriously injured. It happened on Rehoboth Road in Waxhaw. Police are investigating, and that's where WBTV's Sharon Smith is live. Sharon, what have we learned?
Brigida, this is a tough one. We understand that Michaela was just a little girl playing outside, and her grandmother, 67 years old, did the very best she could to fight those 2 dogs off of her granddaughter. In fact, the grandmother is in the hospital tonight under sedation. We have some pictures of Michaela we want to show you, also some video we took of the scene earlier. She was just a beautiful little girl. The family tells me that Michaela was actually going outside and getting ready to play on her own swing set. There's some conflict on whether she was actually in her yard at the time, another family member's yard, or someone else's, but that really isn't the issue here. Those dogs were loose, and they were not supposed to be. 2 pit bulls, and they were relentless. Police shot them both. Here's what Michaela's cousin told me earlier.
Just kind of angry because she's so little. I don't even know if Michaela even saw him coming.
It doesn't sound like she did, and even if she did, there was no way she could have defended herself, it sounds like. The police chief obviously upset about this. We had a long conversation in the police station earlier today. We'll talk more about that coming up at 5 and 6 about possible charges and the animal control history out on this street. I'm finding out more about that, and we expect to have some answers for you coming up later on this evening. For now, we're live in Waxhaw tonight. Sharon Smith, WBTV, on your side.
Thank you, Sharon, for that live report. You want to stay with us for continuing coverage on this story at 5 o'clock. Hear from the man who called 911 and knew at 6 o'clock. We're looking into the history, as Sharon said, of these animals to find out if there were problems here before. Plus, log on to WBTV.com for the details as they continue to come into our newsroom.
Now to the winter storm alert. Bright sunshine finally returned to the Carolinas today. It's a live look from our HD tower cam. Beautiful, isn't it? The sun helping to finally melt a lot of that ice out there. But some other side roads still dangerous in spots, so you need to be careful if you are driving out this afternoon and into this evening. And more snow falling in the high country. Check it out, this video from Avery County. Almost a whiteout here. Several inches are possible overnight, and that means more school delays likely for our neighbors there in the mountain counties. Kelly Franson is in the First Alert Weather Center right now.
That's right, Kelly. So good to see that sunshine, but another blast of winter weather for our friends in the mountains.
Yeah, really a continued blast. I got some reports from the mountains today. 2.5 inches in Blowing Rock, 3 for Boone. All right, that doesn't sound like too much. Well, 10 inches from Zionville in Watauga County, and Sugar reporting 15 inches of snow. And yes, several more inches on the way. Take a look at the map. It's feeding in from the northwest. We get those strong northwesterly winds, and that is a bad combination. There is a winter storm warning still in effect overnight tonight and actually through noon on Thursday. The rest of us are watch, warning, and advisory free, but of course a heads up, there still will be some icy spots spots there. Gusty winds in the lower elevations right now. Those will be calming down as we take you through the rest of the evening. And, of course, temperatures will be falling as well. That's your First Alert weather forecast. Now here's Jacinda with traffic.
Thanks, Kelly. Your First Alert traffic is brought to you by Paramount Volvo of Hickory. Nice ride as I came into work today. Our interstates are looking lovely. This is I-77 in South Charlotte onto the John Belk. I will say you do see those cars moving really slow. There is an accident there. I'll tell you more about that in a second. As far as our secondaries, injury crash Shamrock Drive and North Sharonamity Road. Jump on Eastway Drive as an alternate. Another accident. This is in Uptown North College near West Brookshire Freeway. Use North Caldwell Street as an alternate. And this is the accident I was telling you about. West John Belk Freeway and West Carson Boulevard. And I'm also hearing right before I jumped on West John Belk Freeway and I-77, there's an accident there. Use West Moorhead Street as your alternate route. Brigida, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jacinda. Well, we are not even halfway through January, and already this is a winter to remember. Another snowfall blanketing the Northeast. Nearly 2 feet fell in some areas, about 9 inches in New York. The city criticized for its handling of the last storm. This time, the plows were ready to roll.
It is messy and dirty. I think you guys have to clean quickly.
It was a little tough this morning at 7 when I was shoveling the drive, but other than that, it's pretty.
Also, thousands of flights have been canceled, but passengers seem to be taking it in stride. Well, the leftovers from our winter storm causing problems for local firefighters this morning. When the fire ripped through a southwest Charlotte home, crews found the hydrant frozen and closed. They used tools to break the ice and get that water flowing. The home, however, a total loss, and one of the family's pets was killed. The American Red Cross is helping the family who lived there.
Tonight, the Lincoln County Animal Shelter has been ordered to stop using its gas chamber. An investigation found untrained workers euthanizing dogs and cats. Sarah Batista is live in Lincoln County tonight. And Sarah, what does the animal shelter say about these allegations?
Well, shelter officials have been very open and honest about some of the problems here. I spent some time talking with the interim director today. I also spent some time looking at this state report, and it goes into details about some of those problems. We'll go ahead and show you video from inside the shelter. The records show that an inspection on December 17th found poor record keeping and improper use of the gas chamber. Apparently, an employee certified to euthanize in Gaston County euthanized 35 animals at this shelter without being certified in Lincoln County. And the county realized there were problems even before that inspection, which is why they terminated both the shelter manager and the director, and they hired interim director Ron Romes, who is also the county EMS director. I did mention that I spoke with him earlier today. He says that they're doing away with the gas chamber altogether. He also talked about some of the new policies and procedures that have been put into place, and I'll have much more from him coming up tonight at 5:30. For now, we're live in Lincoln County. Sarah Batista, WBTV, on your side.
All right, Sarah, we'll see you in later newscasts. Thank you.
Well, South Carolina has a new governor. Nikki Haley took the oath of office this afternoon.
I, Nikki Rendella Haley,
do solemnly swear
that
I am duly qualified.
Governor. Nikki Haley is South Carolina's 90th governor and the first female to run the state. In her inaugural address, she called for cutting taxes and trimming the size of the government to help turn around the lagging economy. More on how she hopes to make that happen starting tonight at 5.
Well, you know, it's been weeks now since a Monroe teenager just disappeared.
Yeah. Today is Felicia Barnes' 17th birthday, the latest on the investigation ahead.
Plus, Verizon finally getting the iPhone, and tonight we've learned of a new way the device will help you connect with the world.
Just as I came off the ice, I saw him coming down really fast.
And a news chopper makes an emergency landing, the terrifying moments on board coming up.
But next at 4, an important warning you need to hear before you take another pain medication. You're watching WBTV, First at 4.